Welcome. Congratulations. If you would, your thoughts on your play today.
I think it was a tough match. It was pretty windy out there, and I feel like kind of just a lot of shots weren't necessarily working for me, so I had to kind of adapt and accept it and kind of just work with what I had, do what I could do. So, in the end, it's like I think I could have done a lot of things better, but I kind of just buckled down, did my best not to get frustrated that certain things weren't kind of going for me, and like I said, kind of played within myself on the day, did what I could do, and happy to get it done.
Good. Thank you. Questions?
Congratulations. That first set that Harris took, how would you evaluate Lloyd Harris as a player?
Sorry, his tennis or what'd you say?
How would you evaluate Lloyd Harris as a player?
Yeah, I mean, Lloyd's the same age as me, so I've known Lloyd forever. I mean, he's dangerous because he's solid from the back. He doesn't make a ton of mistakes, and he has a very good serve. So it's one of those, if you're not on, it's very easy to kind of just. I mean, what happened in the first? I had some chances to break. He played well to save the break points, and then I played a little bit of a sloppier game, and he hit some good shots, and then he breaks me, and that's set, and that's all it takes to drop a set. He's a very solid player.
Ben.
So that's sort of a general question, Taylor. What's your thought about how necessary it is to apologize after hitting a lucky net cord? Players get huffy about that sometimes.
If someone does it to me and doesn't apologize, I don't care at all. To be honest, like if anything, I think it's probably gonna like fire me up, and like I'll play better because like maybe that pisses me off. But I wouldn't make a big deal about it. For me, it's just like at this point, just like a reflex. If I win a point in like a cheesy way with like a net court, I'll be like, oh, my bad. But then I also think it's fine to be like, my bad. And then if it's a big point, like, celebrate a little bit afterwards. If the point itself was like before that was good, then like, a little celebration. But yeah, for me, it's just like common courtesy, but I don't really care too much.
You notice when someone doesn't do it, you're saying?
To be honest, not like maybe, not necessarily. I feel like I just assume they do. So I like sometimes don't even look.
Charlie.
Can I just ask a question about Carlos? He's not had by his standards, best results on hard in the last couple of years. You played him on hard, indoors, outdoors. You played him on grass. I just wonder kind of what the differences that you found playing him on those different surfaces.
I feel like his results have been pretty good now. I'll take it.
Well, since he won the US Open, he hasn't got to a hard court semi, which given in that time he's won a ton on the others. I'm just kind of curious how it differs playing him on there.
It's tough to say because hard courts can vary a lot. Like we played a Labor Cup. I felt like that it's super slow dead conditions. It's like he played well that day. I don't want to see him in like a condition like that. It feels like no matter what I do, I can't. It's so tough to put the ball away, but it's not too hard for him to put the ball away. So, I mean, that's a big difference to like then I guess something like Miami when we played, and it's really fast. But no, I mean, I think he can play on pretty much anything. He has so much variety in his game. I don't think it really matters so much the surface. I think it's more just like how he's feeling and like how locked in he is.
Joel.
I want to ask you a question about where you came of age in tennis. There were some Bob and Mike were in the Hall of Fame last week. Maria played a lot there, out of Southern California. How do you think being from Southern California helped your rise in tennis?
I'd say being from Southern California helps because it's just a really strong like section, like a lot of good players. I feel like I, didn't leave to play like outside of Southern California that much when I was younger until, maybe when I got a little bit older, I started to play all the really big ones. But yeah, I never had to really travel too much to play against a lot of really good players.
You feel there's a tradition to it about your mom also and going back?
I mean, it's tough not to, like I say a lot. It's tough for me not to get into tennis with the my family. My dad being an ex-player and a coach, my mom being an ex-top 10 player. I think it is pretty hard to not get into it.
David.
Hi, Taylor. You've talked about wanting to play at certain times of day and trying to make those requests, but this year they've reduced the number of matches on Armstrong from 3 to 2, and in general, it seems like there have been a lot of changes to the schedule. There are fewer courts in use the last couple of days and a lot of crowded courts. I'm just curious if you've had more difficulty getting the courts you've wanted and the times you've wanted, and if there's been a larger discussion among the players of the changes to the schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot less time slots, and then it doesn't help. I'm on the same side of the draw as Novak, Carlos, Ben, Francis. Like it makes it way harder than you would think for being the number one American playing the U.S. Open to actually play when you want to play. It's actually it's very tough, and rightfully so with all the people that are such a big draw in my half of the draw, and that's that's the way it is. And I don't really mind so much, I guess, when I play, as long as it's not first. The big thing that we've kind of been dealing with these first 2 rounds is just like, I just want to know ahead of time so I can schedule practice. Like, there was potential. I was told potentially schedule was going to be coming out and I was going to be second night match 30 minutes before my practice at 1 p.m. yesterday. And I was like, that's cool. I'll play that. I'm down to play that time, but like I need to know so I can practice at night. It's a really big difference, So that's kind of my only complaint. Like there's, like I said, different time slots. A lot of people, like I know I'm not gonna always get the time that I want with just how all the people that need to play. But yeah, I just would like to know so I can prepare on the day off.
Taylor, well done. When did you know that Lloyd had an injury? Was it when he had his medical time out? And did that impact how you played after you realised he was injured?
Yeah, I didn't really know what was going on because I felt like there was like a couple game stretch where he was maybe like not moving as much. And then after one of the medical timeouts, I felt like, okay, like his serve lost a little bit of pop, but he was still hitting like 120 on the flat serve. Like maybe he lost like 5 miles per hour. And then at the end of the match, like when I got broken at 5-2, I thought he played like one of the most insane games ever. And he's like running everywhere. And then I'm like, okay, I'm not sure what's going on. So the way I kind of looked at it was, I think he had maybe like a couple like flare-ups of some injuries and then it calmed down and he felt better. I wasn't totally sure because like I said, there was times where I thought that he seemed a little off, and then there was times where I thought that he looked normal. So I don't actually know exactly what it was. Like I said, I think it probably was some things flared up and then maybe it got better. But I tried to just play the same. And like I say, when he's playing some really good points, it's very easy for me to play the same and not think like something's wrong, because when someone is really obviously injured, then it can almost tighten you up a little bit at times.
Tamara and then Bill.
Hey, Delo, well played. I saw a video of you bringing out the pancake serve last week in training. I've seen you do it a few times, so I'm curious, like what's the origin of that? How did you learn it? How would you rate it in terms of difficulty? And I'm not sure, maybe you have, but have you ever brought it out in an actual match before?
Yeah, I've done it a couple of times. I do it a lot in doubles, to be honest. I do it a ton in doubles, but I've done it in a couple singles matches, but not in a while. I think if I ever do it, and then the thing is, I think it's good, but if I do it and then lose the point, and then then I'm gonna get so tight because I know if I get broken, that like my coaches are gonna lose it on me. So I was actually thinking about doing it today when I was serving for the match because I just like could not get a free point at 5-2 and I had so many match points, and I was like low key like it might actually work just to like break the rhythm, but I refrained from it. I remember seeing one of my friends when I was really young, like warming up. His dad was actually doing it to like have him practice. Like he played like a lefty, like boys like 12s or 14s, and he was playing a lefty, and his dad was doing it to like, simulate the lefty like curve on the serve. And then at some point, I just started like messing around with it and got pretty good at it. And it's basically like, I think if you have like a Western forehand grip like I do, it's probably not too hard to pick up because you're kind of just hitting like in a way, like a high forehand. If you have like my grip, like it's hard to explain, but yeah, it's taken some time. I've gotten pretty good at it. That I was happy they got that one on camera because that one was pretty funny.
Okay, last question, Bill.
Hey, Taylor, I'd just kind of like to ask a random question, and if I could. During your career, who would you say, what are the 2 or 3 strokes which were the toughest, the most impressive that you've faced from your opponents?
I would say like Del Potro forehand. Well, I guess I never like faced him in a match, but like practice and playing, like, you know, Del Pot forehand. Maybe like a Fed slice. Like when Fed just kept the slice really low, it felt like impossible not to just like lift the ball up and then he'd tee off. And then I think it's fair to say like Isner serve.
Okay, good. Thank you.